Hey everyone, welcome back to Noiseberry Wrestling. AEW Forbidden Door 2024 is coming up tomorrow, so it's time for me to do my predictions. I missed the last predictions video. I think I was just busy, just didn't end up playing it, didn't end up recording it. But I made the time for this one today, so let's get into the predictions. We've got 13 matches on this show. We've got 3 pre-show matches, so we'll start with the pre-show matches and then get into the main card. First pre-show match is Chris Statlander and Momo Watanabe versus Willow Nightingale and Tam Nakano in a tag team match. Just a good way to get some of the Stardom wrestlers on the show to make it, you know, a bit more than just New Japan and AEW. Kinda could be a little bit tricky to see where this one goes. I mean, this is definitely just an AEW storyline match. So it's either Chris is gonna pin Tam or Willow's gonna pin Momo. I said Chris Statlander would pin Tam Nakano. It could go either way, but I think Chris has kind of recently turned heel, so I think it would be a decent match for her to win and keep some momentum up. Next, we've got Mariah May versus Saraya in the Women's Owen Hart Cup Tournament first round match. So this is the quarterfinals, I think. I think this one is almost certainly Mariah winning this. I mean, Mariah has almost... I think there's a very good chance Mariah's winning the whole cup. I think it makes sense for her to go on and challenge for the belt. She's very involved with the women's title storyline anyway, so it makes sense for her to get a match at Wembley. Saraya had her match last year at Wembley, won the title. Doesn't need it 2 years in a row. I think Mariah is almost certainly winning this match and most likely the whole tournament. Last pre-show match is Los Ingobernables de Japón, Yoda Tsuji, Titan, and Hiromu Takahashi versus the Lucha Bros and Mystico. Just a regular trios match, just a good way of getting a bunch of... I guess... Is this CMLL versus AAA? I don't think that can be right. Titan's definitely CMLL, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I thought like Penta and Phoenix were like affiliated with AAA. I don't know, the whole Mexican wrestling rivalry stuff is definitely a little bit beyond me. But you know, this will be quite an interesting match. This one is definitely just a showcase match, no like real story here. Could go either way. I said, you know, so far I've had 2 AEW people winning, sort of, technically. I just said LIJ would probably win this. Mystico can probably take the pin. Don't know if he will, but yeah, I think LIJ is probably winning this one. Okay, on to the main card now, and the first match I've got listed on the card here is the ladder match for the AEW TNT Championship, which has Konosuke Takeshita, Mark Briscoe, Jack Perry, Dante Martin, Leo Rush, and El Phantasmo. This should be a very, very good match. We've got, 3 really good high flyers in this match with Dante Martin, Leo Rush, and ELP. Should be a lot of crazy high flying stuff. Don't know if Takeshita's going to be very at home in a ladder match. Mark Briscoe definitely will be. Be interesting to see what Takeshita does with it. I don't think this one's too hard to predict, honestly. I think Jack Perry was kind of penned for the title when he returned to help the Elite. In storyline, they were just going to give him the title. I think he's almost certainly winning here. Probably not cleanly, or as cleanly as you can get in a ladder match, but I think after Sunday, Jack Perry will be the TNT champion. Next, we've got Timeless Toni Storm versus Mina Shirakawa for the AEW Women's World Championship. This has been a really good story with Mariah May being very torn between these two. She's very fond of both of them. She teamed with Mina in Stardom. She's, you know, been admiring Toni Storm for the whole time she's been in AEW. I think it's a very, very interesting story. I think Mariah being there, or like potentially being part of this, is the only reason this is not 100% predictable. If Mariah wasn't there, I would definitely say there's no chance Toni Storm's not winning this. I still think Toni Storm is winning this match, but there's like a very small outside chance that Mariah betrays Toni to side with Mina. Tiny chance, because I do think the story is Mariah winning the Owen Hart Cup and going on to challenge Toni Storm at Wembley and potentially getting her moment at Wembley. So yeah, I think Toni Storm retains here. Next, we've got the standard Chris Jericho got to be on every show match. This is the Learning Tree, Chris Jericho and Big Bill, and Jeff Cobb versus Samoa Joe, Hook, and Katsuyori Shibata. I don't hate the stuff that Jericho's been doing with the Learning Tree gimmick recently. His Hey Guys is quite funny, but I still can't really look past the fact that he's doing this gimmick because he has seen that people are sick of him not taking any breaks, just constantly being there, constantly being involved. And instead of kind of listening to that feedback, maybe going away for a couple of months, he turned it into a gimmick because that's what he does. He takes anything he can grab and turn it into a gimmick. So like, yeah, I don't hate his gimmick. You know, he doesn't have go away heat with me. But I'm still sick of seeing Chris Jericho, and I have been for probably like 3 or 4 months now. Anyway, I said the Learning Tree are probably winning this. I mean, Samoa Joe, Hook, and Shibata. Joe, for being such a killer, does take losses a fair bit. Luckily, it never seems to affect his character, his standing as a killer. So yeah, I think he's probably losing. I think Jeff Cobb will maybe do, a big killer move at the end, and then Jericho will swoop in and steal the pin. I can see something like that happening. So yeah, I said the Learning Tree will win this match. Next, we've got MJF versus Hechicero in a singles match. Hechicero's awesome. Haven't seen like anything of him outside of AEW, but he does some super unique stuff. Always fun to see him in a match. That being said, there's no way MJF is losing this. It's what his second match back since his return. He's already beaten Roosh. He's not going to lose to Hechicero, so yeah, MJF is 100% winning this match. Up next, we've got Zack Sabre Jr. versus Orange Cassidy in a singles match. This, I think, was one of the toughest ones for me to predict, mostly because there's no real stakes to this match. It's just a singles match. I think it'll be quite a very interesting clash of styles. It really could go either way. I think I basically looked at my other predictions and looked at like how many AEW wrestlers I got winning and how many New Japan wrestlers, and I thought New Japan probably needed a win at this point. So I said Zack Sabre Jr. is probably winning this. Wouldn't be surprised if Orange Cassidy wins, but it really could go either way, so I said Zack Sabre Jr. Next, we've got Jon Moxley versus Tetsuya Naito in a singles match for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. In stark contrast to the previous match, this was not at all difficult for me to predict. I think Naito is definitely winning the belt back here. I think New Japan was very happy for Moxley to hold the belt for a couple of months, get some more eyes on the product. It made me watch Dominion. I might have skipped Dominion if Moxley wasn't on the card, or maybe just like skipped right to the main event for the Best of the Super Juniors final. But yeah, I watched most of Dominion. I think I watched like the last half of it because I was weirdly interested in seeing Moxley versus Evil. But yeah, I think Moxley's done his title matches. He faced Shota Umino, he faced Yota Tsuji, I think. I still don't 100% keep up with New Japan anymore. I try, but it gets away from me. But especially when they announced the G1 lineup, and Moxley wasn't in there, but Naito was. I mean, they always have the champion in the G1. Naito is going to be champion going into the G1. So yeah, I'm sure Naito beats Moxley here to get the belt back. Next, we've got Mercedes Moné versus Stephanie Vaquer in a winner-takes-all match for both the AEW TBS Championship and the New Japan Strong Women's Championship. Again, just like the last match, I'm absolutely certain I know the winner of this. I can guarantee Mercedes Moné is winning this match. New Japan created the Strong Women's Championship for her. She was injured, she did win it, I'm sure, but then she was injured in her match against Willow, so she had to drop it and hasn't been able to re-challenge for it. Not a chance is... Mercedes Moné is one of the biggest stars that AEW has, also that New Japan has, honestly, especially if they want to appeal to a Western audience. Not a chance AEW is going to put their belt on Stephanie Vaquer. Mercedes Moné is 100% winning this match. Not a chance otherwise. Next, we've got the team of the Elite, the Young Bucks and Okada versus Team Scissor Ace, which is Anthony Bowens, Max Caster, and Hiroshi Tanahashi. Just in a regular trios match. Again, I'm pretty sure I know the winner of this match. I'm sure it's going to be the Elite. Tanahashi is probably there to take the pin, I guess, and just to be a big spectacle. You know, he's the president of New Japan. I think it'll be very cool to see him. I mean, I guess maybe you do like a weird finish where like Tanahashi pins Okada and they set up like Tanahashi versus Okada for the Continental title further down the line at the next pay-per-view or something. Maybe, potentially, but I do think the Elite are probably winning here. I think Okada pinning Tanahashi makes the most sense. So yeah, I think the Elite are winning this one. Next, we've got Bryan Danielson versus Shingo Takagi in the Men's Owen Hart Cup tournament first round match. This is going to be a great match. Absolutely love Shingo Takagi. I don't think there's a chance he's winning this. I think somebody pointed out that it's like, I mean, he's already scheduled for a match in Japan. I think for like when the second round match would be. And he like sent out a tweet. He was like, yeah, I'll cancel my Korakuen Hall appearance if I beat Bryan, so I'll be on AEW. But he's not winning. And I think it's something like the end of the tournament is like right up against the start of the G1, which he's in. So yeah, Takagi's not winning, but this should be a great match. As someone who's going to be at the Calgary show July 10th to see the Owen Hart tournament finals, I would love it if Takagi was there. I think it'd be really cool to see him in the finals there. I don't think he was in New Japan when I went to Japan to watch Wrestle Kingdom. I don't think he was there yet, so it would have been really cool to see him. But on the other side, I think I'll very likely get to see Bryan Danielson in the finals in Calgary, and that is awesome because he is close to retiring. But yeah, for this one, I'm guaranteeing that Danielson wins this one as well. There's a lot of matches I'm very, very certain on in this card. Speaking of matches I'm really certain on, the main event will be Swerve Strickland versus Will Ospreay in a singles match for the AEW World Championship. Again, I'm very, very confident that Swerve is retaining here. I think it is too soon for him to drop the title. He has worked so hard to get there. I don't think he's dropping it anytime soon. Ospreay is awesome, is probably my favorite wrestler in the world right now. Would love him to be the champion. His time will come. His time will, funnily enough, probably not be at Wembley because he's not in the Owen tournament. He'll probably have his international title match at Wembley, which will be a big match for him. And he will 100% be world champion at some point, but I just don't think now's the time. I think they're telling a good story of him being a bit too cocky. He's grabbed the belt from Swerve twice, and like the first time Swerve gave him a warning, second time Swerve took his head clean off. So I do think he's getting a little bit cocky, and he's going to be kind of like knocked down a peg by taking a loss to Swerve. So yeah, I'm sure Swerve's retaining here. There you go, those are my predictions for AEW Forbidden Door 2024. I'll have a little table up on the screen right now so you can have a good look at what my predictions are. Let me know if you're going to be watching Forbidden Door. Do you like Forbidden Door? I know a lot of people say online that they don't care about any of the other promotions, so they don't like Forbidden Door. I really like Forbidden Door, even as someone who's not into New Japan as much anymore. I still try and watch it occasionally, but nowhere near as much as I was before AEW started. I really like Forbidden Door. I think it's a very, very fun show. Let me know if you agree or disagree with any of my predictions. Let me know if you think I'm completely out to lunch on any of the ones I said I'm 100% certain on. Love to see if there's any that people think I'm really wrong on. Like I mentioned, I will be at the July 10th Dynamite and Collision taping in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. I will do a review recap of that show. Probably won't be until like the weekend after that show because it's a Wednesday night and I'll be working the rest of the week. So I probably won't have time to make a video, maybe like Thursday or Friday evening, something like that. But look for a review recap of the Calgary show coming up, a few days after it happened. Thank you guys very much for watching. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!